Good evening, Council. Jefferson, DeRoux. If we have to give pay increases to maintain integrity from our police and fire, we're going to go to that poorhouse a lot sooner than Mr. Rivers even mentioned. I'm a little disappointed because the POA, the hired signature gatherers that were hired by the POA, were misinformed, ill-informed, just downright dishonest in some cases. But I find that to be true with this council, with the exception of Mr. Lloyd Johnson, our mayor. Although Ms. Shoemaker said it wasn't any of our business, I think I attribute that to all four of you, other than our mayor, simply because you said you had nothing to talk about with regards to this until the voters decided. Tonight, you're willing to consider adopting a 4.5-year MOU with a 12% increase predicated on a tax that hasn't been approved by the voters. Why are you willing, and even more importantly, you weren't willing to discuss this MOU with the constituents that you represent. You denied us the opportunity to hear your input as to how you were going to use this money. Those that gathered signatures had placards that said that this was for getting police cars and new equipment for the fire department. Well, according to what I read, it's for retention and pay increases. There's nothing here about new vehicles, no new canine dogs. But all this was taking place maybe in your office, Mr. Wu, because you seem to like to have meetings there, but out of sight of those that you're coming to for the money. You should be ashamed of yourself. You, Ms. Shoemaker, 2 meetings back said that you didn't mean to say that it wasn't any of our business, that you just weren't going to discuss this until the voters decided. The voters have not decided. I don't even think they validated those signatures yet, have they? Maybe I fell asleep, and maybe the vote's already taken place. But how could you have the tenacity tonight to even place this on the agenda for consideration? Projecting $4 million, and it's a projection, because the economy is a roller coaster. So I don't know how in the world you can think that you can promise this POA and all the officers a pay increase of 12% and a CPI of 3%, 2016, 17, and 18 on just a hope, on the hope that, one, the voters approve your tax increase, and two, that it actually generates the amount of money that you're hoping will cover your promises. I think you have been completely dishonest with those you represent, Ms. Shoemaker, Mr. Wu, Ms. Viado, and Mr. Castellanos, and I hope you're rewarded during elections. Thank you.